Habari Gani, Indugu Nadada. This is your Induga. My brothers and sisters, I just want to ask you a question. It'll probably sound rhetorical to you, but it has depth and meaning to it, which is very important in our struggle. And what I'd like to share with you is this observation I've made over the many years of making the revolution around the Almighty Sun Ra. My brothers and sisters, listen to me carefully. We can't lose with the stuff we use, providing the stuff we use is the stuff the universe gave us to use. We can't lose. The only way we lose is we have fakers and coons and a lot of fake revolutionaries, people who claim they're revolutionaries and are not. And by revolutionary, I don't mean one who jumps up and grabs a gun and go out shooting indiscriminately, but I mean someone who plans and put into operation a system whereby the poor has an opportunity as much so as the rich to gain and to live and to survive in the world. I'll always, and you should always, struggle for a more egalitarian place within which to live and struggle with the day-to-day other survival issues, like what will we eat, how will we cook it, what is going on across the town, and blah, 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 dee. That's all okay. I'm not knocking that. But you see, we waste too much time on irrelevancies. Our time should be divided into a couple of parts. The first part is really coming to an understanding of who our enemy is, or who our enemies are. Then the second one is to develop a philosophy and walk by it that motivates us to struggle with determination against those who oppress us until oppression comes to an end. To approach life as freedom or death. See, anything beyond that is faking. If you're not willing to die for your liberation, how can you be willing to live for it? Your contradiction. Anything you really want that's precious to you, it is your accomplishment in life. It is just as large as life to you because you've accomplished your goal, your will, your purpose. So you see, my brothers and sisters, you have to be like those who stepped out. Belief in themselves on nothingness and waged the revolution and gave their lives so that we may live long enough to bring the revolution to a conclusion. So we're but a link in the chain. But we've been going in the wrong direction. It is the direction that the European boys, Marx, Engels, and Lenin, Polish boys who gave us a philosophy that developed out of their history and unique experience. And when they wrote it, they did not consider us, even though we were viewed as chattel slaves during the time all this went down. So they knew this and they did not lay out a platform by which we could liberate ourselves or involve us in it, but spoke about two classes. That class being the first one, the rulers, the leaders, and the owners of the means of production. And the next class is the proletariat, the one who must work for those who own the machinery and the means of production, make them richer at their expense. Then the last class is part of the proletariat. They are the homeless, the destitute, the broken down. My brothers and sisters, yes, while I can agree and I can understand that their ideology or philosophy has relevance, but it has relevance within the context of someone struggling within the same context they are and were. Our context from the European boys is relatively different. You see, our enemies are not class, different labor groups. Our problem stems from someone who does not even belong to our group, but is a stranger, an interloper, a colonizer, who takes what is not his and makes it his. Now, these happen to be divided into two groups, the Europeans and the Arabs. So those are our enemies. So we must of necessity develop a philosophy or ideology that speaks to that, motivates us to struggle against that until victory is ours. Anything less, you know what it is. It's the stuff the bull left in the field at the end of the day. So my brothers and sisters, let's come together. Let's act at one. Let's develop what we know we need to develop, get the proper tools, and wage this successful struggle. Watsagaya. Peace and hotep to you. Ma Induga Narada.